In this video, we are going to discuss the importance of building and maintaining a village of care. As I stated in previous videos, I have gone through some things. I am going through some things. And hey, it might just be a midlife crisis. I don't even know at this point, and it don't even matter. The point is getting out of it, climbing out of that little rut that I have been in. But one of the things I wanted to be sure that I pointed out and emphasized is the importance of community. Community is so important because we are not on this earth alone. We don't get things done necessarily alone. Now, I know as Black women, we're like, we can do all the things all the time, every time, and we do it right while we're looking good, right? But there comes a time when we have to just say, hey, you know what? I need some help with this. And it's okay to reach out and ask for help. For me, in this particular journey, in this part of my life, almost turning 60, there are some things that are different. There are some paths that I have never traveled before. And there are some questions that I personally do not have the answer to. So I have to ask people, I have to reach out. I have to let people know, hey, I need some help. And as a person who grew up as the oldest child, the oldest grandchild on my mom's side, I am accustomed to being resourceful in having to figure things out by myself. Not that I did not have familial support systems, I did. But there are some things that you just want to try to figure out yourself. Society makes you think, especially in our community, that, hey, we need to figure things out ourselves. And I'm saying you don't have to do that. I'm saying that you can ask for help. And actually, there is strength in realizing, hey, I may need some help here. Because what does it show? It shows that you have done some type of introspection. We've done an assessment, meaning that we have an idea of some self awareness. And when you get to that point and you get to the maturity to where you realize, hey, I don't know it all. I don't know it all. That's okay. That's a sign of growth, actually. And sometimes when we're stuck in a rut, I personally believe that it represents, in some cases, going from one level of our lives or one season of our lives to another season. And that rut is the in between part because for a long time we've been over here. But now, with the new season in our life or new level, whatever you want to call it, we have to get over here. And sometimes when you're over here, what's over there is not always clear. And in addition to that, there is this valley sometimes, right? That's that in between space. Some of us call it a rut, some of us call it a funk. It is what it is. And you can get stuck, and that's common, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. Having said that, I personally believe that community is very helpful in helping us to get from one place to the other. In other words, getting from stuck to unstuck. Okay. And so I just want to spend a few moments today to discuss how we can build community and who we want in our community. First, I'll talk about who we want in our community. Each and every one of us is different. We all have different needs. We all have different goals. We all have different desires and dreams. One of the most important things that we can do when we are trying to determine who should be in our community, in our tribe, on our team, is to determine what is it we would like to do. Because you can have more than one tribe. You can have more than one team because you may have more than one goal. For example, if you are trying to get healthy, you may want to have a health coach, therapist, an accountability partner. The requirements and the things that you need from those three people, though they may overlap, are distinct positions that those individuals will be playing in your life to support your ability to reach your goal. You may decide, I want to come from a 9 to 5 into self-employment. So you may need a business coach, a life coach, and somebody who can help you with navigating entrepreneurship, like the logistics, the laws involved, and what have you. Those people in that part of your life or goal play a specific role. So think about what it is you need from whomever. When you're looking for folks, I would encourage you to look for individuals who are confidential, not going to tell your business, people who are competent, they know what they're talking about. And that doesn't have to be somebody who knows everything. That's a person who is resourceful, they're self aware enough to know, hey, this is not my area. I might need to refer you over here. I had been a life coach for some time, and I was also a mentor on my job and a career development coach. And there were times when I was dealing with the concerns of my clients that I had to let them know, hey, this is not the area of what I can do with you, the partnership that we can have as it relates to the life coach situation, the career development situation. There are times when sometimes people will tell me something and they may need a therapist. And I have to be aware enough to know this is a different skill set. So you want to look for people who are self aware enough, mature enough, and competent enough to know that you may be leading them into an area where they may not have the capacity to assist you. And it's okay if you do that because you don't know. And honestly, you don't know that you don't know. And that's okay because this whole process is about self discovery. And there is no bigger gift you can give to yourself than to discover who you are right now. Because who you were yesterday is not the same person. Who you are right now is different. And who you will be tomorrow is probably going to be different again. I'll be 60 years old in less than 2 years. I'm not the same person I was at 40 years old, or even when I turned 50. My desires are different. My goals are different. My pain points are different. My focus is different. As I said earlier, I'm going someplace I've never been. So, getting back to building your community, get people who are going to cheer you on, but you also want people who you trust. And I'm not speaking of just trusting them to keep your information private, but people who you trust that will tell you the truth, even if it may be something that's hard to talk about, even if it's something that may hurt your feelings. Now, you don't want them to tell you in a way that's going to hurt your feelings, right? And you do have a responsibility in this partnership. That responsibility is to be a learner, to be open to being taught, to be open to being led, and to be open to being supported. A lot of us as Black women, I don't think we've ever really learned how to be supported because many times we don't feel like we have been supported. So we don't know, some of us, I won't say all, many of us is what I'll say, we don't know what that is. That's why that piece of self discovery is so important because then you can see what you need to get from here to the other side. And sometimes that's difficult while you're down in the rut because when you're in the rut, you can't see up high over here what's over there. But the people in your community can. Some of them may already be over here. Some of them may have already been in the rut and can tell you what they did to get out. Not that you have to do what they did, but it's helpful. That's like a person who is going to Europe and you've never been to Europe. That person who's been there can tell you this restaurant is great, this hotel is great, avoid that. You decide if you want to use that information or not. The person is just offering you some information, which really is data. And with that data, you can make a data based decision or you can not accept the information. but it's available to you. And that is what community does. Community fills in those areas, those spaces, and it holds you up, it supports you. So when we talk about support systems, that's what community is about. And it's reciprocal in many cases. Now, some of the people who are supporting you, you may not be able to support them. Maybe the areas that they're trying to develop or improve or grow in, maybe you don't have those competencies in that area or capacity, but maybe you know somebody who knows those things. So then you're a link. You can link that person to that person. Links are very important. Maybe you're a person who draw the dots from this dot to that dot. You can help a person get from here to there simply by sharing information that you have about a particular resource that may be helpful. In starting the channel, I talked about one of the reasons I started the channel is to help Black women embrace new seasons of their lives. And sometimes the in between part of getting to those seasons is rough. It would be remiss of me not to share my ruts with you. Now, I'm not going to tell you all my business, but I think it's important to share information with you to let you know, hey, I come up with these videos. I go through the same stuff you go through. I look at the videos too. I am learning as I walk this path. And I created the channel because I want to provide information that I wish I had. Doesn't mean I know everything, but girl, I go through stuff too. Okay. Trust and believe. And I mess up. And that's another thing. You want somebody on your team. I know I'm jumping all over the place. I should have had a script, but I don't. But you want somebody on your team that's going to hold you accountable for your good decisions and accountable for your decisions that were not the best. Because it's easy for a person to ignore us when we make mistakes and not tell us, not even say, hey, sis, you were out of line here. That's easy. It takes courage. But most of all, it takes love. The Bible says that God Himself, He chastens those He loves. So it takes love to offer correction. And you need somebody on your team that's going to correct you. Now, you have choices and you can decide to take the correction or reject the correction. This is your life. This is my life. I've had times when I had people tell me to do something and I listened. Sometimes I had to go with what I felt. And sometimes I regretted not taking the information and I paid for that. And I have to own it. So you want a person on your team who's going to hold you accountable. You want somebody who's going to love on you no matter what. I have a cousin, Nina. She's one of my best friends in this whole wide world. And I don't care what I do. I know my cousin loves me. And I've shared some stuff with her that don't nobody know. And she loved me anyway. And I just wanted to shout her out because you need somebody like that on your side. I'm not talking about parents. I mean, people who are like a peer to you. Okay. And so you want somebody in your community like that. So in my community, I'll go back to that. I have my folks, I have my tribe, I have my therapist, I have my medical doctor, I have my mom, my children, I have other friends that I can talk to, and I talk to different people about different things. And the thing about community is sometimes the person can't do anything for you but to listen. So I have people in my community that do that too. Sometimes you don't even know what you need or even what to ask. Sometimes you just need a person to say, I got you. And I have my got you people too. So building that community of care to get out of that rut is so important, sis. Don't don't negate that. Don't minimize the importance of community. And of course, platforms like this, we here, we here for you, but we don't know you personally. But we here for you, all right? We here for each other. And so I just want to encourage you to reach out for help when you need it and be okay with that. It's all right. Hold your hand out, and there'll be somebody there to take it for you. Sometimes you need folks to pray for you. And if they can pray for you, that's good too. Sometimes we want to keep things private and secret. You know, our community is like, don't tell your business, right? And I'm not saying tell your business to everybody now. Okay, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying build your community, find your tribe if you don't have one. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe it. Be a part of this community. It's fun over here. Now we talk about some stuff, but it's fun over here. Come on and join us. And share the video with somebody who you think may benefit from it. Until the next video, we'll talk.